took one corner of the ready room and plotted our strategy. And two of the guys took off and they went high, went up, and I don't know how high. They went up above 20,000 feet anyway. And the third guy, I'm not sure where he went. I know he spent a lot of time in low altitude. And I took the middle road. I didn't, your best climb speed for rate of climb was about 180 knots in the Banshee. But I found that you could fly at 400 knots indicated and climb almost as fast as far as the rate of climb is concerned. And so I plotted my flight and we took off rendezvous, came across the ship, and that's when the clock started, and we all separated, and they all took up. I stayed at 400 knots, and I climbed at 400 knots, going out this way. These guys were going up like this. They got to altitude before I did, but I didn't go as high as they did either. I went to 13,000 feet, and 13,000, I leveled out and set up my speed at 0.82 Mach, which was maximum speed for the airplane. And set my timer. Oh, and we had other restrictions, like you could use full power for 10 minutes, and then you had to come back to a maximum continuous power, which was about 5 or 6% lower for 10 minutes, and then go back. You could go back to full power again, and you could do that many times you wanted. So I had set it at full power down here and took off 13,000 feet. I still had several minutes to go to reach my 10 minutes of max power. And that set me on max speed the airplane was allowed to go at Mach 0.82. I went 10 minutes at that, and then I throttled back to max continuous power, which was only 3 or 4, 5% less than max power, but that wouldn't hold me at Mach 0.82, so I put the nose down just a hair, so that I'm descending slightly for 10 minutes, and then I went back to max power and leveled it off at that altitude, which was about 11,000 feet or so. Still at 0.82, did every 10 minutes more, and then I did my descent the same way again, and holding 0.82 Mach, and leveled off a third time, and finally my last time in, and my speed was such that I was always at the maximum allowable speed for whatever altitude I was. And as far as the airframe was concerned, which was 0.82 Mach. And if on level flight, I had full throttle, full power, I would hold it. And when I started my little descent, I didn't care what the descent was. I just I'd pull it back to the max continuous and set the descent at whatever gave me 0.82 Mach. And so I kept 0.82 Mach all the way really from the ship till I let down and landed at Cleveland. And I won the race.
That's what we wanted to hear.
And,
By how much? Tell us all about it. What was it like?
well, I didn't win by much. The guy that went, he didn't go as high as I did, but he was limited by fuel consumption as to how much power he could use. So he wasn't going as fast as I was. But the strange part about it is the other two guys were up different altitudes. The number 2 landed 30 seconds behind me. Number 3 landed 20 seconds behind him. And number 4, 30 seconds behind him. And we landed that close together. We never saw each other in the whole flight.
And what was the whole mileage, do you remember?
500 miles.
Wow.
From the ship to the thing.
How long did it take you?
Took me something like 45 minutes.
Wow.
I averaged 549.5 miles an hour.
And tell us what happened when you landed. Was this something that the public press covered, or was it more a Navy thing? Or was this a public thing?
Oh no, this was a public thing.
Mm-hmm.
And not much. They took that picture you saw of me in the.
They have it, right, they have it up there in the hallway too,
By the library.
where you're kind of waving, yeah.
Okay, oh yeah.
And while we were there, I got a telegram from our CO, and they said, "Come home by way of Anacostia. You have to report to Umpty Ump in CNO's office. You and Tom Sedeker." Tom was the guy that took third in the race. He was also my best friend. And so we flew over to Anacostia and landed and went over to the Pentagon and checked in, and we had been selected to go on exchange duty with the Air Force. This was the first exchange duty that the Air Force and Navy had in 1940, started in 1949, September. And we both came to the same air group, or fighter group out here at Hamilton Air Force Base. When what the hell did we fly?
Is that a good place to leave it, Denise? Here, I guess you better head home.
We can figure out what he flew.
Yeah,
Why
well,
don't you go ahead and just talk about that part and then we'll wrap it up.
okay, anyway, we checked in at Hamilton Air Force Base, and there was another guy from San Diego, from the other Navy jet squadron, and the three of us were one to each squadron in the group. And we put in a year there, and And we were, God, I can't even remember what type of airplanes we flew.
Can I ask kind of an ignorant question? So you said it was a switch with the Air Force?
This was an exchange.
Exchange with the, yeah, an exchange with the Air Force?
Yeah.
So, when did the Air Force become the Air Force? I thought they were the Army Air Corps.
Well, they had been, and this was 49. I think it was either 47 or 48 that they formed
The actual Air
the
Force.
U.S. Air Force.
Wow, right there at the beginning, you were right there.
Yeah. And,
Wow,
and what the hell type of airplane did we fly?
but you flew the same one for about a year?
Yeah, it was
It was an Air Force plane?
Air Force plane. Was the, let's see.
Well, that'll be a good place to pick it up, Diz, because by the time we come back, we have all your paperwork. You've already written all this down. We'll just pull that up for you, sure.
Well, he'll remember the plane like tonight when he's going out
Exactly.
to sleep.
So we'll be back soon to pick up the story.
Well,
Anything you want to say to wrap it up, Diz? Here, we better pack up, I guess.
No, I'll be happy to tell you about my year with the Air Force.
Well, that's actually, yeah, that's a good place to pick it up. You're right, yeah.
And well,
Okay, we can't leave it on a higher note than that.
and how I thought we all got, the three of us really got the shaft when they gave us our orders back to the Navy.
Oh dear.
Korean, by then the Korean War had started. Korean War started while we were with the Air Force.
Like 1950.
Yeah.
Skilled man, like there's one around and tail on the other.
And by that time, I had over 750 jet hours, and which I think was high for all pilots in the Navy. But I flew, well, I'll go into that
Next time.
later, but it was, I got to fly more than anybody else.
Of course.
Okay, we can't leave it on a higher note than that, because I know that's what you loved doing there back then. And now, if we got you an airplane right now, could you take us out and fly us? Do you have a license? Or?
I could do it. Might crash coming back, but
You can fly us.
No, I would like to go. Okay.
Because-
Thanks, Diz. Okay, we'll wrap it up for today. At least we did a lot with the models and all. And thank you, Diz.
just because of my vision.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, the
vision.
vision, okay.
You're right. It's like
That's
the
right.
skill is still there.
That's
it's
your
the
weak
vision,
link here now.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we have instruments and all this electronics. So you'll be fine, Diz. Okay. Okay, I'm going to cut then. Thanks.